My name is Sarah, and I'm from Salisbury, Maryland, and I'm 68 years old, and this is my second time in Nimea Kaya, and I am honored to give this testimonial. I wanted to do ayahuasca because I had worked through as hard as I could through all sadnesses and traumas that I had had in my life, and feel like I had cleared them up to the best of my ability using the different modalities available to me where I live. But I felt like there were places inside that I couldn't quite reach by those modalities, and I really wanted to go in this next phase of life as clean as possible on the inside and leave as much room for spirit as I could. And I chose Nimea Kaya through a long search because after having read a lot about ayahuasca and watched a lot of documentaries, I was sure that I wanted experienced Shipibo shamans in order to go into the ceremonies. And I chose Nimea Kaya because they had very experienced, two sets of very experienced Shipibo shamans. And they had wonderful testimonials, of which I will be one going forward, that helped me see over years people saying consistently the same things about the quality of the inner work that they were able to do, about the facilities here, about the facilitators here, and that is why I chose this, and I chose well. My intentions were to try to clean up any residue that I hadn't been able to get out from anything that was negative or anything that was holding me back from being all I could be. I was here 7 months ago, and my short-term results were my blood pressure lowered 10 points and has remained there. I came as a diabetic, and I was no longer diabetic after my 4 ceremonies here. And although I check my blood sugar probably once a week, it's never gone back into the range of diabetes. It was interesting though, because there were long-term results that I wasn't really even aware of while they were happening in ceremony. I knew that things were happening, but I wasn't always sure what they were. I didn't try to define them. I didn't struggle with the meaning. But they revealed themselves as I lived my life after I got home. Loss of fears, decrease in anxiety. I really loved my life before I even came here, but I knew that it could be better. I knew that it could be lived with deeper meaning, and that is exactly what I found out that happened. My friends at home, when I came home the first time, I have maybe 3 or 4 extremely close long-term friends, and over the time that I was home, each one of them told me that they could see a greater vitality, more calmness in my nature, and so they saw things that usually only the person who's experiencing them can see and feel. The facility here is beautiful. It's a very easy reach by plane, taxi, and the grounds, I don't know how she knew how to set them up so perfectly, where each person is sort of nestled into nature and yet have a feeling of privacy while they're in their own habitation. Everywhere you look, out every window that you look is green, and the sounds of the birds and the butterflies and the little monkeys. They have little monkeys that will come and take a banana right out of your hand. And if you're really brave, they'll come and take a little banana off your shoulder. I had a monkey encounter on a bench while I was sitting by myself quietly, where the little monkey, one brave one of all of them, came up and gently, sweetly played with the hem of my clothes for a little while. And I'm just not sure I will ever forget that encounter. The staff here, both of my travels here, the staff greet you with unconditional love from the first moment. And throughout the 9 days that I've been here, all I've seen and experienced is unconditional love and unconditional acceptance from every single one. They're from all over the world. They come from all walks of life. They all have their own specialties, but they have an ability to give love to strangers in a way that in itself is very healing. I don't know where they find these people, but I'm they are a big part of the healing that happens here. The ceremonies were conducted in a way that brought you into the space and into the heart space before the medicine was even swallowed. It's done in candlelight. It's done in silence. It's done with great reverence for ayahuasca. It brings every one of us who have been scattered all over into the same space to have this experience. The shamans were really the reason that I came here, and they are the reason that I will return here each time. 2 sets of shamans working on different ceremony nights, 2 each ceremony. They, from my understanding, have 25 and 30 years experience with this medicine, having learned from their small villages and tribes to be able to listen to the plants and bring the plants and their wisdom into this work. To their experience, I felt completely safe going as deep as possible, because I knew the experience of the shamans was also one of keeping the space safe from dispersing any negativity that came out of any of us and having it not be there anymore. It takes a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, not able to be learned from books, to be able to do that. And for that reason, I felt completely able to let go and go as deep as possible, which is what I really wanted to do. And before each ceremony, and often even when I'm at home, I say to her, I love you, I trust you, I surrender, and thank you. My experience in the ceremonies was different each time. And what I know from my fellow guest is each one of us came here for different reasons, important reasons. And each one of us had a completely personal experience that addressed the things that we had come to address. I don't know how that happens, but I know that's true. And my experiences varied, and I think perhaps because of the work that I had done in the past and because of my ability to surrender, each of my ceremonies was beautiful. And sometimes I knew what happened afterwards. I knew what had been accomplished, and sometimes I didn't. But I always, always trusted. It is an amazing amount of fun to be here with 16 other people from all over the world, all different ages, all walks of life, all here for different reasons, all bringing, it's almost like strangers on a train where you can speak so honestly with so much candor about things that perhaps you haven't told close friends. It really builds a sort of support and almost tribe-like feeling that also helps the healing. You are not doing this alone. We are able to witness the changes that each of us is going through. I'm not sure I had ever experienced that before, but I found that on my first time, I found it this time, and I have this feeling I would experience that every time. I don't think you could create that if you wanted to. I'm not sure how that sort of camaraderie could be artificially created. I don't think it could be. I'm very glad for that experience. My hopes for the future are, one, I'm really excited about getting home because I know that I've got like unwrapped presents inside of me that will be unwrapped slowly and over time. And sometimes I don't even know when it's happening. I just realize, oh, I haven't even thought of this old thought in a long time, as if it had just been lifted from me. Without my knowledge, some things without me even asking, it's as if the medicine knows what is best, what your highest unarticulated hopes are, and she has the power and the ability to make those come true. I think I think that although I loved my life before I took ayahuasca, I love my life after ayahuasca. I will love my life after I go home. It becomes more of, my life becomes more of a 24/7 spiritual experience brought into modern life. I don't know what you can say about that, except that the feelings of gratitude and joy and love and compassion and playfulness and forgiveness become deeper in my life. I'm not sure if I could ask for more. I believe I will do I'm sure I will do ayahuasca again, and I am sure I will do it here at Nimea Kaya. And thank you.